Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Cannon Fodder featuring Gooner Matterz. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? First of all, hit the like, share this video, and let's get into it. Who is Arsenal's chief of scouts? Apparently, his name is Alice. What's his name? Alice, yeah. So I don't understand. Where are we going wrong with the recruitment? Where are we going wrong with the scouting first of all? So it starts somewhere. It has to start somewhere. So as you know, this segment is going to be purely about Leandro Trossard, Jakub Kiwior, or as I say, caviar, eating caviar. Sorry, man. And then of course the latest, Jorginho. So that we're going to talk about, but I want to just take you to a thought pattern of where do we start? Surely any entity or any football for that club has to have a goal. So they have to have a plan in place. So as we all know, Mikel Arteta came in 2019 of December or November, end November, beginning December, he's come in. And of course, he started his tenure at Arsenal Football Club as a first-time football manager, not a coach, manager. Now, a lot of people has gone and said Mikel Arteta is a trainee manager. He's not fit to do the job and all sorts of things. So, at the end of the day, is you know what? Arsenal saw fit to take Mikel Arteta and give him the reins and let him run with it. So he had a project, he had a plan, and that's all good and well. So there must be people around him, just to paint you a little bit of picture of who's around him. It's Edu Gasper and of course Richard, I call him Richard Garlic Bread. So, pardon for the unnecessary humor, but nonetheless, what are we gonna do about our recruitment, our scouting first of all? So James Ellis is apparently the chief scout that's come from Fulham, and prior to that, he was at Leicester, I think. So somewhere along the line, him and a couple of scout team has to go out and obviously see this, but the onus is on the manager and say, look, I want this player, I want that player, and this is my list of players that I need. So, and that has happened over the last few years. A couple of seasons has gone by. We recruited well, and there's one season all of us are still putting blame on um, last winter season, not the one that's passed. 2021-2022 season, that winter season, we got rid of quite a few deadwood players, and of course, we kept what Arteta thought it is the best that he can work with. So let's start with. So you've got a picture of our scouting. Keep that in mind. Our scouting, somewhere along the line, I feel, my personal opinion, and if you watch Gooner Matterz, your opinion matters. Excuse the pun. So, so let's start with Leandro Trossard, or rather, let me put it this way. Let's start with the ones who got away. These are the ones who got away. Failed. We failed to get these three players, our apparent top target players. Mykhailo Mudryk, João Felix, and Moises Caicedo. And now the manager is standing in his finger and biting his nails. How did this pass us? I mean, we all know what has happened with Mykhailo Mudryk, what has happened with João Felix, and of course, what has happened to Moises Caicedo. Now, in my opinion, all these three players, as good players, they're very impact players. They're brilliant in their own capacity. But one of those players we've seen playing in the EPL, and we know what we get from that player, which is the last one, Casado. Other two, they've got a good pedigree in their respective leagues where they played, and of course in the Champions League. So, Mykhailo Mudryk, as we know, Brentford was interested in him in 2020, and he said himself, the player, because Roberto De Zerbi has become the coach or the manager of Shakhtar that year or that time, he said things is changing because there's a new manager, and that is what he opted to stay and didn't go to Brentford. Now, Brentford last summer picked up that interest in Modric, and the player was 30 million pounds, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 30 million, between 30 and 40 million. And what Arteta said, and I'm going to read you the comment Arteta said, or this is what the reports are saying Arteta said. Let me just get it open here. Brentford's prospect may be helped by the fact who had been monitoring Modric's situation closely, that Arsenal also has done the same. Now, the situation was closely monitored by Arteta or Arsenal for that, and it was cooled in their interest. Now, they had explored the conditions of a potential deal, but will not be pursuing one in this window. Although Mikel Arteta would like cover out wide, a midfielder will be their priority. Arsenal continue to wait on the severity of obviously the injury of El Nene that was just before the summer window closed. We went berserk looking for a backup for El Nene. And of course, Mudryk was one of the players that we were looking at. And at the time, he was 30 million pounds. In fact, Shakhtar said they will accept 30 million. Now, that was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, we could have gotten this guy and we could have bought him for 30 million. And since then, he's been on our radar as our priority signing come January. And that was so bizarre. Reading that, we are not going to pursue this player in the summer. Now the manager's biting his nails. I could have, what if, you know? And it is too little too late. Mudryk has been hijacked, as all of us know, he's been hijacked. João Felix, another one. He was on a loan spell, short-term need. Again, top priority to get in a striker or a forward to back Jesus up. We failed. Then, of course, Casado. Oh, what a player. All of us know what Casado can do. However, Casado has only one season, not even a full season, in the in the EPL. He was in the shadows of Yves Bissouma that played at Brighton, and of course has left them to go to the London KFC down the road, just to go sit on the bench anyway. And then Casado hit the ground running as a brilliant backup and replacement for Bissouma, and we failed. That is the players that got away. Apparent top priority targets. Now, before I go to the next segment, I just want to hear a couple of comments regarding what I've said so far. Let's go to Ange. Hi, Ange. Good morning. Is it not 12 o'clock noon by you in UK? And that's midday, I'm sure. But good morning, First Lady of Cannon Fodder. Good afternoon. Hi, Ange. Hope you are well. I'm sure she is. This is the tired Gunosaurus. And oh, yeah, they've got a nice I'm tired good. Did you see the man you did you see the man you potential news of Qatar bid 8 million bid that will be honorable or horrible news as they might be finally run. I don't know what is it about Ganosaurus. Sorry. Gooner Matterz bring back South African memories. Ha! Yeah, man. I'm not done yet, eh? I'm just taking a little bit of a break from the channel, just recouping some much needed information. But Gunnosaurus, yes, man, we bring South African memories. Thank you. Andrew saying Leandro will come into his own and forget that he was at Brighton. Totally agree. Yes, scary thought that 10 peg glory days. No. Who's 10 peg? Glory days. Don't know, Ange. What is that? Trossard is a good player, and now we can rest Martinelli without worrying. He has shown some great skill. Gabriel Solano from Costa Rica. How's it, my man? Thanks for watching. Guys, please, I see there's about 10 people in here. Hit that like, share the video, and subscribe to Cannon Fodder TV. And while you're busy doing that, go over to Gooner Matterz and subscribe and like that channel as well. Gooner Matterz in for Cannon Fodder TV. Good afternoon, Gabriel Solano. Hey, there's so many Gabbies in our team, and Gabriel Solano is one of them. Well done. Good luck. Basuma, he is doing not very well at the Spurs. Of course, he's a chicken now. He's a London KFC. He's been chowing. I don't know. The Assembled. Good afternoon, everyone. I thought as much Ten Hag. All right, so yeah, guys, please, what I've said so far before, leave your comments below in the chat about the ones that got away. You probably spoke about this so many times, but again, I just want to just recap on the recruitment or the scout for that. James Ellis is the recruitment team, part of the recruitment team, and he's the chief scout for the UK sector. He has been with the club since 2015 and was prior with our rivals and Alex, this other best team, Fulham from West London. So he's come from there, and he also um, um, had business done with Leicester as well. So that being said, we have so much to talk about. Leandro Trossard and Kiwior and Jorginho. Now the question is, was that success considering what we've lost, what we failed to get? Was that success? I don't know. It's yet to be seen. Kiwior has not played a minute in the Premier League, so we can't say. He shows promise from where he's been at Spezia. Then, of course, we know the two players on either side of him, which is Jorginho and Leandro Trossard, that has been playing in the Premier League for more than 2 seasons. Now, let's start with Trossard. I'm sure all of us will agree that Trossard has made immediate impact coming off the bench for Martinelli against the home game where we beat Manchester United 3-2. Immediate impact. And that is a player that we all knew is a good addition to our team. Yes, he's going to be fighting for a start with Martinelli and possibly Saka. And also, of course, Nketiah and Jesus, because he can play through the middle as well. So, in my opinion, I would give that if I had to rank it in terms of points or ranking out of 10, I would have given that edition of Leandro Trossard an 8, because I believe the other two was probably just be his age. He's in his prime. He's 28. He'll turn 29 next year because he just turned 28 earlier. Um, well, this year, late this year, sorry. So he's 28. He will turn 29 later this year. And what a steal for a player of his caliber. 27 million pounds, 20 upfront, 7 add-ons. What a brilliant piece of business that is. Now, people would say this was a panic buy because we couldn't get Mudryk. In my opinion, is not a panic buy. It is purely good business because I believe that Mikel Arteta would have done his due diligence on a player. Now, we all know that he was eyed or interested by Chelsea as well because of Graham Potter, Harry Potter. Graham Potter is also interested in the player, but they took one of our targets, and now we've done the same. Take one of theirs and paid much less for Trossard. Then, of course, Jorginho. Oh my word! I made a short video on TikTok. Oh, just the day it broke, the news broke, and I said, Jorginho? No, 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 no. Not Jorginho. No, 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 no. But when I went to bed and woke up again, I had my mind applied to the fact that Jorginho could be, and this is not justifying anything. This is just because of the player that has all that pedigree. He's been called a serial winner. He is old. He's a Euros winner. He's a Champions League winner, and of course, he's a Premier League winner. So he is a winner with a winning mentality. So we've got two winners in the Premier League, and proven in the Premier League in the summer, Jesus and Zinchenko. Now we've got another one, and also a leader. And this is what Thiago Silva has said after losing him from Chelsea. He said, there is a void in the Chelsea cloakroom because Jorginho was very vocal. He's the leadership that he has shown to the players, irrespective of what age group it was. He was a leader. And that is what we all wanted in the past, where we struggle to have leadership in our teams. Xhaka is the most vocal person on our team because you could see it when they huddle together on the field and whatnot. And he is apparently that same player. We can't see what's happening in the cloakrooms. We can't see after 2 games what he has done. I mean, 1 game, sorry, he's just played this 1 game against Everton on Saturday. But when he came on Saturday, he knew what to do because he knows what to do in a midfield in the English Premier League, and that is what he's done. So, again, Mikel Arteta and Edu was long term interested in this player, Jorginho. I think it was 2019 as well when they wanted to bring him into the ranks of Arsenal. Now, but because there's also a video that is made that London is blue, especially that season where we lost the first 3 games and they came to Arsenal's, the Emirates, where they won us 2-0. And after that game, he and another player has made a video that London is blue. And that was before he knew that Arsenal's going to obviously court him and bring him across. So, I mean, so many things has been said by other players as well, and we can't hold that against him. So, yeah, Jorginho, in a lot of people's minds, he's not the player that Arsenal want because he's 31 years old and he's not the caliber player or the project need. 31, 18 months, 12 million. What more do you want? And he's a player that can bring the team to a level of maturity. because of his experience. So I would say let's get behind him because we have so far trusted the manager. And I say trusted. Can you see there my inverted inverted commas? Some of us has trusted the manager, and some of us are still not trusting him. But because they brought him in, aren't we supposed to back the manager, even though our reservations about the player? He was on the blue side, and now he's with us, as we had previous players from the blue side, and we all know they are the W man, which is now at Fulham doing well. Then, of course, David Luiz. Um, and there's other players that was back and forth. And I think there's over 20 players that was uh, 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 um, transferred in and among Chelsea and Arsenal. I mean, Ashley Cole, Emmanuel Petit, and of course William Gallas, um, just to name a few. So there's a lot of players that we said, not him, not him, but they made a difference. So let's see. We can't judge him after one game. Let's see what's happening the coming weekend where we're playing Brentford. Then of course Caviar still has to make a debut, and hopefully we can see him this weekend when we have a lead in goals, maybe 2-3-0 or 3-1, and let's give the guy a run for his money, or for his debut. Let's go back for one more time to the live comments. Gunnosaurus, what are your thoughts on missing out on main targets but getting quality secondary targets? Um, Again, the main targets, I've said it. It's a failure, but as I've just said now, we still have quality Premier League proven experience players in Trossard and Jorginho. And of course, Kiwior looks like a baller. He looks like he can do something, and apparently can kick with both feet, and that is what Gabriel can't do. So he's back up for Gabriel. Let's see how he does. And yeah, I think we failed to get our top targets, but we did not get bad backup quality players. If that maybe answer your question, Mr. Gunnosaurus. Gabriel Solano, thanks, Ange Beer. We need to get the scout of Brighton, not the Spuds. Yeah, the scouts, that is a concern, and maybe if we can go back and just research on the scouts that we've got. Um, are they really bringing quality players to Mikel Arteta and say, look, I've scouted these couple of players, and which of our players for that has they scouted and brought to the attention of the manager, or Edu, or Richard Garlic Bread? Jorginho will be a great player for Arsenal, just like David Platt. We need ready-made players, not the Lokongas who will come good to win the title. Okay, that's a good assumption there. Agreed. Tired. I'm glad that Edu had a plan A, a plan B. It is just we drag things out for main targets and should be faster. Now I need to, and I must agree with this to a certain extent. Is it really Edu, or is it the manager? Um, because the manager has done his due diligence. Now Edu and Richard Garlick has to go out and persuade and convince and make the deal happen. For the first three players, as I showed you, they didn't. This is the ones that got away and they failed. So there was a backup plan, good quality still, but why are we putting all our eggs in one basket at one time? Can't we put 2 eggs here, 3 eggs there, 4 eggs there, and 2 eggs in this basket, and try and multitask with the players because we've got only so little time in the window. We can't have them nilly-willy play with one player or try to convince one player and make a deal. If the player said, and this is the question that I want to ask is, I am in the building industry and I have a pile of bricks to build an extension of my building. That's my bricks. I'm not going to sell the bricks. Now I've got a customer coming or somebody's coming and say, I want to make an offer for these bricks because this is the brick that I like. I want that brick. And I say to the customer, sorry, man, I can't sell you these bricks because this is an extension for my building and it's the same brick that I've been using all along to build this brick. And I need to continue with this brick because I don't get another brick like this. That is it. That's my answer. Don't come to me and try and convince me you want to buy this brick. Why do we go and try and persuade? Brighton was never going to sell Casado this season or this window because they need him to excel into a Europa spot. If we got the first no, walk away because the window is short. Walk away. Go to plan B. Go to plan C. Go to plan D, plan E, to plan Z if you have to. But make a move as soon as you can. Don't hana and say, but I want this player. I can't give you this player. I can't give you this brick. I need to build my extension. I can't. That's it. Why do you have to go on and try and give 3 bids and still walk away after the 3rd bid not been accepted? Please, man, get a move on. We need to worry about Manchester United possible takeover. Arsenal rumor target Declan Rice as we will not be able to compete in a bidding war unless the player insists to come to Arsenal. And that is totally up to the player. And I agree with you, Gunnosaurus, is that the player has to make up his mind. Like, if I go back to Mudryk all over the socials has said, I want to go to Arsenal, like this, like that, and. But when the time came for him to make a decision, he walked away and he went to Chelsea. All this time in the whole window said, I want to go to Arsenal. But then again, we can't always take that as carved in stone, because before we go hyped up about a player, let him first sign on the dotted line and keep the shirt. My shirt is number 15 or 20 or 19 or 10 or whatever the case may be. Until he does that, then we can go, yay, Mudryk is the Arsenal player. Trust the process and like David Luiz. Golly. Hey, I forgot something. Alex, please don't murder me. I totally forgot about that. I was so excited. Sorry, man. Gunners on iPlayer, FA Player, 7 p.m. UK tonight. All right, Ange, I don't know what is that about, but there is it. The Gunners, they're probably playing tonight, I'm assuming. But yeah, trust the process. Agree. Casado, Chelsea was smarter, only made 1 bid and stopped. That's correct. That is what you do, because they said he's not for sale now. Walk away. Go to your next one. You probably could have gotten Onana or somebody else. I mean, Onana ran circles around us on Saturday. What a player. And he was one of the links. So why couldn't we go and say, Everton, you're fighting. Here's a 10 million or 12 million or 13 or 20 or 30, whatever the amount was. Take this and give the player. Finish. And there we go. Move on. That is what you got to do. Move on. So yeah, I think we've come to that point of saying it has been a failure to an extent. didn't get the major first choice targets, but it was also a success in order to get squad players, backup, quality backup players that can fight for positions in the center of the field, and of course in defense and wide. So we've got three positions filled in this January window, and I would say to rank it or to judge it, it's a 8 again. 8 out of 10 in my opinion, because two of those players are Premier League experienced players, and they have all to play for. So whether we're going to win the league with them, there's going to be a narrative saying, you've taken a 31-year-old to back up Partey, or you've taken a has-been from Brighton, and of course a player that has never played in the Premier League as a defender. You missed out on Mudryk, you've missed out on Felix, and you've missed out on Concedo. Those were the players to win you the league. That would be the narrative. And believe you me, that will be Arsenal fans that will say so. Besides the mainstream media that still are saying that Arsenal cannot win the league. And believe you me, I don't want to win the league with what's happening with City now. I want to win the league fair and square. If City gets deducted points now, then they will say Arsenal won the league because City got points deducted from them. And that is not fair towards the form that Arsenal has been in, the brilliant football they are playing. And yes, we're not going to win all the games. We're not going to um, manage all the games because we will have an off day like we did on Saturday. We had a poor performance. But our new additions that came in, they weren't too bad. They weren't too bad. So hit the like, share the video, subscribe to Cannon Fodder, and of course, go over to Gooner Matterz, hit the like, subscribe to Gooner Matterz, and this was a ball. This was amazing. Thank you to all of you that has been part of the show. Thank you for you that has liked, and of course, you have watched Cannon Fodder TV.